Two things before we get this video started. We just hit we're over 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is absolutely insane. To say thank you to you guys, I'm gonna give you a 10% discount code. What should the discount code be? Pick out a discount code for Boston.com.
I don't know.
The discount code is gonna be I don't know. That's gonna save you 10% on Boston.com. It's gonna be good for, how long should we run it for?
A week.
A week?
Oh. Ooh.
A whole week. All right, Bobby says a week. We're gonna run discount code I don't know for 1 whole week straight on Boston.com. It's gonna save you 10%. Number two, this video is all over the place, guys. We try to do a bunch of different things on this Evo, so I'm letting you know right now we didn't really accomplish much in this video. But if you want to sit back, relax, and enjoy this video, I'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy. What is up, guys, and welcome to the vlog. What we're doing today, installing a 30-inch ETS intake onto my Mitsubishi Evo 8. So this here is the intake. It is a speed density intake, meaning I'm not going to be using my MAF whatsoever. I can sell that, I can throw it in the garbage, I don't need it anymore. Now you can't just take this intake and throw it on the car. Your car's not going to run that good. To be honest, I don't know if it's going to run at all after I get the speed density intake on. If you're going to go with something like this with no MAF, you have to switch over to speed density. You have to contact a tuner or your own personal tuner if you already have one. Tell them, hey, I'm going to speed density. You will need a different map sensor, and some tuners require a air intake temperature sensor. The tuner I'm going with, he says I don't need one. Basically, all I'm going to do, throw this intake on the car, and then the car's going to have to sit until we get my new map sensor in, which I think I'm going to go with a 3-bar instead of a 4-bar, and then my EBCS in. We can get the car tuned. Hopefully it runs good. Hopefully it makes good power. If not, we'll move on from there, see what else we need to do to get to the power level I want and to get it running how I want it to run. If you dudes want to pick up this exact ETS intake, I'll have it linked down in the description box below. First thing to do, of course, is to get this janky ass, bunky ass, whatever intake they have on here, get it off the car and see if we have all the right couplers and fittings to get this ETS one on. So this is the current setup they have. I don't know, it's just a really loose and floppy setup that is on here. I'm not really liking it. I think the only thing I need to remove to get this whole intake off is one hose clamp. Ow, frick, that is hot. One hose clamp down there holding the intake onto the turbo inlet. So here's the difference. This here is rubber, that is steel. Very nice ETS couplers. Look at the size difference in the filters. And then this is a MAF sensor. This one does not use any sort of MAP sensor whatsoever. So I'm gonna get this on. I'm guessing it's gonna want to angle up, kind of how that one did. I hope this intercooler pipe is not in the way. If it is, we're gonna have an issue. So unfortunately, there's no way this intake will work. So that leaves me to really one option. The only option I have is to get a custom intake made. I know who just to call. He's closed today. Damn. What I think I'm gonna do, go to that exhaust shop that built my straight pipe for the Evo 8. I'm pretty sure that dude could make me an intake pipe just fine. It'll literally be a pipe that comes out of the turbo, bends up to clear the intercooler pipe, it comes back straight, connect the filter there. I'll probably have a nipple thrown on it for vacuum hose that runs the valve cover. I don't think we need anything else. That should be really easy to do. It'll be silver until I can have the time to powder coat it. Once again, guys, I'm trying to get this car running good right now. I do not care what it looks like whatsoever. So because we cannot get an intake on the car today, what I think I'm gonna do, I know I literally just got done telling you guys that I don't care what the car looks like right now. The wheels on the car are absolutely disgusting. We can all agree to that. The XT9s I have don't currently really fit the car because it's too low. I don't want to pull the fenders quite yet. I don't want to stretch tires yet. I'm going to try to raise the car, get the XT9s on here so I can drive it how it is with those fat ass tires. I also have a set of brackets that pull the front fenders out, I think like 10-15 millimeters, so those should clear the tires just fine. I'm gonna head up to the house, pull some nice clothes off. I have way too nice clothes on right now to be working on the car, getting all dirty and shit. I know this video is taking a way different turn, so I'm sorry that we couldn't get the intake on, but we might get the wheels on. Let's give it a shot. All right, boys, I got my bummy ass clothes on. I got my nice warm cup of joe because it is like 30 degrees outside. I'm gonna throw the stock intake back on the car so I can drive it to the exhaust shop. I hope you can do it tomorrow. And then, yeah, get these wheels on. Hopefully I can get them to fit these HKS Hypermax coils on this car. They're not really height adjustable. You kind of adjust the height by the springs, like the spring tension. It's kind of weird setup, so I'm hoping I can get those figured out. If not, I'll probably I think I'm gonna end up selling these HKS coils either way. I'm just buying a set of new BC Racing BR Series coilers for this car. So if anyone wants the HKS coils, let me know. Also, if anyone wants the ETS 3-inch intake, let me know, all right? I'll probably end up sandblasting that and repowder coating that whole intake tube black. Ooh. I'll kind of show you what I mean by you can't really raise these HKS coilovers. Oh, and those brackets I'm going to be using, they are these guys right here. I swear everyone runs these brackets. I will have these brackets linked, second link down in the description box below. Huge shout out to TB Performance Products for sponsoring this video with these brackets and allowing these front wheels to fit the Evo 8. At least let's hope. You know what? It would help if I plugged in the MAF. So I'm going to start off by working on just the driver's side of the car. If I can get both of the driver's side wheels on, I'll move over to the passenger side. Basically what I'm thinking right now, jack it up, pull these stock wheels off, try to raise these coils as far as I can, put the wheels on, and then I really want to see how much wider these little brackets are going to pull these front fenders out. So I'm guessing it'll be like 15 millimeters, which will be plenty for the front. The only thing I'm worried about is the rear and buckling my fenders like the homie Dustin Williams did on his Evo 8. I'm trying not to do that on this car. So a typical coilover, you can thread the shock body down into the lower strut mount to raise or lower the car, right? On here, as you can see, it's fixed. So basically what I'm thinking is if I take all of that slack out of the spring, then it should raise the car just a little bit. You know, that's what I'm thinking at least. It should go up however much slack there is. So like a finger gap, which will give me plenty of clearance for these wheels. All right, we got that spring all the way up there. There's a little bit of preload on it, nothing crazy. So I think that should give us some clearance. Now, I don't know if you remember when we put the XC9s on the first time on this car, but that did require us to run a 5mm spacer to clear that front caliper with these XD9s. So let's throw on that 5mm spacer. Let's grab a beautiful XD9, toss these bad boys up on the car. All right, we got the wheel on the car. You know what, guys? Before I go ahead and pull off that rear wheel and do that same thing with the coilover, I'm just gonna lower it down with just the front wheel on and see if it's gonna clear that fender. So that is how it sits now. I think that's enough clearance, honestly. I think that should be fine. It's a fat fitment. It's definitely a thick ass fitment. If I can get the rear to sit like that, I think I'd be happy. Damn, I feel like we're about to take another L on this car today. So the rear is not like the front. There is no gap with the spring. The spring's cranked down all the way. I can't even move the spring. So the preload's already cranked. I cannot raise the rear whatsoever. I'm gonna throw it on, give it another shot, I guess, and see if I can make something work. I don't want to be 0 for 2 today on this thing. That would be shitty. So of course this here is not gonna work. If I ran that, I can't even get a damn finger in there. So what I think I'm gonna do, I did some research online and these factory control arms are adjustable for the camber. So I'm gonna try to camber that out just a little bit to clear that fender. If I can get a little bit of camber out of it, then I'm going to roll the fender. There's a lip up in there that's already rolled a little bit. If you put your finger up in there, you could feel it, but it's already rolled a little bit. I could definitely roll it some more, just enough to get these tires to clear that quarter panel. I'm gonna jack the thing up, crawl under there, and see if I can figure out what bolt is gonna adjust my camber. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess it is this bolt right here that is gonna adjust the camber. I'm gonna loosen that nut up. It looks like a 17mm nut. Of course, after I adjust the camber, it's gonna mess with the toe. I will need to align the car. I won't have time to do that today. I just wanna get these wheels to fit and then I can get it aligned. All right, we got that bolt fully negative cambered out. We definitely got a little bit more clearance out of that. So there's this little lip on the fender right here. Someone already rolled it and honestly didn't do the best job in the world. There's like a little buckle thing right about here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get that rolled all the way in and get a bit more clearance for these super wide tires. It's honestly pretty easy to do, guys. I'm gonna bust out a heat gun, get that paint nice and warm, just so when I start rolling the fender, it doesn't crack the paint at all. Let's get it, see what we can do. I'm kind of thinking this is gonna clear now. I'm really hoping so. What I'm gonna do is jack up this corner and throw a little piece of wood under there to kind of simulate that it's a big bump right there. What that's gonna do is force that tire up a little bit, compress the suspension, and I'm gonna see if that's gonna hit the quarter panel. As you guys can see, it is a very, very tight fitment, but I think it's gonna do just fine for now until I can get some new tires on this thing. I just won't push it too hard. New tires and new coilovers. I'm gonna go over to the passenger side, do all these same exact mods, raise the front, camber the rear, roll the rears, and we should be able to drive this thing with these wheels and tires for now. Last thing to install on the front is the little wide body fender pieces. That is going to allow this front fender to come out to clear these front tires. So where are they at? Here's what they look like. Once again, these will be linked down in the description box below if you guys want to pick up a set. Massive shout out to TB Products for sending these over. But if you open the door jamb, let me grab a flashlight for you so you can see what's going on. Open the door jamb, there is a fender mount right up in here. You guys probably can't really see that on the camera. I believe we are going to be installing the bracket on that bolt right there. Now grab a 10mm wrench and come under the car, and there's two 10mm bolts under here for the fender that you need to remove. We got to pull off part of the side skirt, so I'm going to pull out maybe 3 to 4 of these screws, kind of get the side skirt out of the way so we can get this fender pulled out a little bit, get that bracket installed. You know what, guys, just so I don't start ruining stuff, I'm gonna pull out the whole side skirt. We need to get this fender out quite a bit to get that bracket bolted on. So go ahead, just remove the whole side skirt. I don't feel like bending it out of the way, potentially cracking the paint. So now that we got the side skirt off, those 2 bolts under there off, and that 1 bolt in the door jamb pulled off, you can see how much play and flex we have in the fender. So I'm just gonna kind of reach up in there, get that bracket bolted onto the body first. All right, we got that bracket installed. You can kind of see it if you look way up in there. I found it easier to bolt it to the fender first and then put the bolt through the bracket onto the body. Last thing to do is to re-bolt these 2 bolts down here, and we should be done. Honestly, get the side skirt back on, lower it on the ground, see how much more clearance we actually got. Well, my dudes, this is how it looks. That's how much we pulled it out. Probably get a finger in there. Yeah, it looks good. Let's go check out the other side, the driver's side, which does not have that fender bracket on it. That's how much the tire's sticking out. Probably, honestly, that's sticking out like a 1/2 inch. If you go straight down, about a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/8. This side, I'd say about a 1/4 inch. The only thing I'm not too sure on right now is the big gap it gives me. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew that gap was gonna be there, of course. That's just how this mod works. Is it worth it though, to get that little bit of extra clearance? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. I want your guys' opinion on this. Like I said, when I first bought this car, we're kind of doing this thing together. So let me know on that mod. It obviously gives me enough clearance to run these tires in the front. That is dope. The only thing I'm concerned about right now with this build and how it's coming along is that rear fitment, because that is some tight ass fitment in the rear. This front is good. Rear, I don't really know yet. I'm gonna throw the side skirt back on, bang out the driver's side, and then we can pull this thing outside, see if it's gonna rub or not. Damn guys, this sucks. Literally as I'm pulling it out of the shop, the rear tires are rubbing on the quarter panels. Already ripped off the bumper. Check this out. Safe to say these wheels are not gonna work as the car sits. It's rubbing really bad. I already stripped the paint on the quarter panel, moving it 10 feet out of the shop. The rear is no bueno. The front though, front is sitting quite a bit higher than the rear, so I think the front is fine, especially with those fender brackets. There's quite a bit of clearance up front, guys. Check this out. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So the way I see this, we really have a few options. Option 1, buy new coilovers to where I can raise the car. Option 2, buy smaller tires, which I think I want to do in the future eventually. Not right now because these are very expensive tires on these wheels and they're pretty much brand new. They have a lot of life left on them. So I kind of want to run these for a while. I've never really had a meaty setup before, and I think that it look good on this car if I can get everything to work as it should. Option 3, buy new wheels, which I don't want to do. I love these XT9s. And option 4, which is probably going to be the title of this video, I could buy a wide body kit for the car. I could buy a Varus kit, or a Varus, however you say it. I could buy a Voltex kit. I could definitely do that. But here's the thing with wide bodies, guys. I have the wide body FRS, and I realized ever since I wide bodied that car, I put so much time, so much money into that thing, trying to make it perfect, that I'm almost kind of scared to drive the car now. It sounds really weird to say, but I have so much money into that damn thing that every time I drive it, I'm worried about cracking another wide body panel like I have in the past. I'm worried about curbing a wheel because it's so damn wide. Basically what I'm trying to say is it kind of takes the fun out of driving a car when you get to that level. If I go to that next stage, which is wide body, which is super expensive 3-piece wheels on this thing, I don't think I'm going to enjoy driving the car as much as I will if I stay stock body, stay with these XT9s, which are still expensive wheels, but they're like half the price of a custom 3-piece, or less than half the price. As of right now, I'm not going to wide body the 10. I'm not going to wide body the 8. It really takes the fun out of driving a car when you have that much freaking time and money and effort invested, blood, sweat, and tears invested into a car, that you're always worried about it when you drive it. So I'm not going to wide body the car. What I think I'm going to do, I have another set of wheels here. I'm not going to tell you guys what they are. I'll probably say that for tomorrow's video. I have another set of wheels here I'm going to throw on the car. I've had them sitting there for about a month now. They're over there. I'm going to throw them in the car. We need to drive this thing. We need to drive it into Spokane. I have to get an intake built for the car, and then we can get the car tuned. I hope that kind of answered your question about wide body stuff. I get asked a lot if I'm going to wide body this car. Not right now. I get asked a lot if I'm going to wide body the Evo 10. Here I go again, talking hella fast and rambling. No, I'm not going to wide body the Evo 10 either because it's so perfect. I'm not going to change it up like that drastically as of right now. I know in this video we kind of failed on a lot of stuff. We didn't get the intake on. We got the wheels on, but they rub, but we did get the front fender things on. So I'm pretty stoked with that. Make sure you guys go down in the comment section below and let me know what you think. I like how far it pulls out the fender. I don't know if I like the look of this gap right here though. It's pretty aggressive looking, I guess. Maybe when the car has different skirts on it, different front, or a new front lip, maybe the diffuser, that'll kind of look good. Make sure you guys go down in the comment section and let me know what you think. And once again, my fam, those brackets I just installed on those front fenders are going to be linked down in the description box below. Go pick your setup if you're trying to run a super meaty fitment like this car has on it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you tomorrow when we put new wheels on the Evo 8.